This is the only two Michelin-starred restaurant in Mallorca. And maybe I have never seen a place that represents a region's cuisine this well. We are going to explore the animals and the plants of Mallorca, all in a very special concept. But it also makes me wonder, are 2 stars really the right number? In today's video, you will find out. Welcome to Mallorca, a true beach paradise with movie-worthy views. And by the way, Spain's largest island. Mallorca has been inhabited for thousands of years. During that time, a lot of wonders have been built here. They attract millions of tourists each year. I'm not here to be Alexander the Explorer, but we will discover a part of Mallorca anyway, just not in the classic way. Voro is located in the heart of Cap Vermell Grand Hotel, so staying here was quite an obvious choice. It's a 5-star resort with 142 rooms. It brings back the feeling of a traditional mountain village in its architecture. The whole place has a really warm atmosphere. Sitting on the terrace, surrounded by the mountains, sunshine, I love it. But it's time to visit Voro. This place is a true gem. Just look around, it's breathtaking. I love the vibes. It looks very promising from the outside. The inside is original too. I have been here 2 times before, but this is the first time I'm sitting here. Trust me, this is the best spot. It's always a pleasure to watch the professionals at work. Silence, precision, energy. Love it. We are sitting opposite to a giant wine tower, a convincing sight. And just then, the wine list arrives along with a familiar face.
Yes, very good evening and welcome to Voro.
His name is Carlos Rosello, the head sommelier. We have met before and it's always a pleasure to see him. Even before we arrived, I knew I was going for the wine pairing. I was here a few days ago, but I saved the pairing experience for this video, for you guys. You can thank me later. Still, I can't resist exploring the wine list. You know, just to make sure.
So unfortunately, as I'm getting older and older, I need a magic trick to read the wine menus. Sorry about that.
I love the structure of the wine list, just like the materials it was printed on. Spanish wines dominate here, which is no surprise of course. But there are nice champagne options as well. Another sweet side, a dedicated page for Hungarian wines.
I met this sommelier a year ago. I had then a pairing and it was like one of the most remarkable pairing. It was beautiful.
So I'm curious what they have for today.
Very good evening, welcome to Voro.
Another gentleman arrives, Tomo Porcel, the supervisor of the restaurant. It's obvious that he is totally devoted to this place and to his profession. We learn a little about the concept of the menu. It's going to be a journey that reflects on 3 stages of the sun throughout the day: dawn, zenith and dusk, expressing stimulation, intensity and evolution. Sounds interesting. The aperitif arrives. It's a rosé champagne, and check this, it's partially Brad Pitt's wine. Usually, I am cautious about celebrity brands. However, it is very nice. And in the end, that's what matters. We are given wet towels with an old magic trick. I get that not everyone goes to fine dining restaurants every week, so it's a show element for them rather than the ones like me. The first bites are built around the vegetables. We begin with the umami of the Mediterranean, tomatoes. Local Ramallah tomatoes paired with a local cheese called mahones. Tomatoes are my favorite fruit because of their acidity and umami flavor, so I'm super happy with this start. They are presented here in different ways. The first is basically a liquid salad with cheese ice cream.
Tomato has this smokiness, acidity, like this double umami with the cheese, triple umami.
The nature cheese with the tomatoes umami is like an explosion. The second bite is a margarita. It's a tartlet. The flavor here is concentrated, clean, intense. Meanwhile, we learn an interesting fact.
Here there is 1.5 kilos of tomato that we just ate, and then obviously...
That's 1.5 kilo.
Yeah.
The next bites focus on fish. Two wines come both from Vignobles Berthier. They are nice, but there is a whole universe between them. The silex is magnificent. The first of the fishes is tuna on seaweed meringue, with an Amish-infused emulsion made of its bones. It literally melts in my mouth.
Fluffy. I just taste the cloud.
Next is a small cracker, made from crystallized roasted pepper. On top, cured sardines, roasted pepper emulsion, and raw milk cheese. Again, very concentrated, very clean flavors. With the wine, it's like a dream. There's a strong and pleasant aftertaste that lingers. We continue with blue crab, wrapped in a small nori cylinder. The blue crab isn't actually native to Mallorca. It came here from the Atlantic Ocean, carried by sea currents and ships. It's an invasive species that threatens the local marine life. Here, they don't have a natural-born predator, so people are even asked to catch and eat it to help keep the numbers down. But I'm gonna ask you to do the opposite. You can help me to keep my numbers up, so hit that subscribe button and leave a comment. Thanks.
Nice textures. I can sense the sweetness of the crab. But overall, it was on my bite. I enjoyed the first soup more.
Now the last one, which is a unique one, both in ingredient and technique. It is scorpion fish, and check this out, it was made for 14 hours. The flavors are incredible. There is the fish itself, then a fish cake, fish roe, cocktail sauce, and gel broth.
This bite is super rich.
Like a nice layered cake. Fantastic bite.
Clear winner.
So far, the kitchen is genius. It's always fascinating how much work goes into such tiny creations. But it's not over yet. Coming up, the animals of Mallorca. Yes, we have reached the meat section. But first, the wine. It's a Spanish one, ETA 2023, from Du Nord Viticola. A duck bite is opening this stage. The top of it is like a sponge, fluffy, light, shaky. It is made from saffron-infused duck broth. Underneath, a parfait of its innards and brewed spices, and a light corn cracker.
I love the textures. Crunchy, creamy, and like fluffy. Beautiful.
Next, a tartare, made of Wagyu. This is probably the best beef tartare I have ever had. The roasted bone marrow and the aged beef hit the bullseye. There is simply no imperfection in this bite. I love it. And I also like the clever little gag in the presentation.
Love the presentation.
I am a huge Iberico fan, so the next bite gets me excited. This delicate little fritter is filled with Iberico pork ragu, then topped with demi-glazed sombrasada and candied fruit. Can't say much. Rich, deep, just wow. The last meat bite is another two-legged friend. Escabeche marinated guinea fowl with emulsion of its escabeche and collagen, and pickled pearls. For me, it feels like a palate cleanser after the heavy flavors. I love the smart curve of these bites.
So we came from the sweet with some crunchy acidity tartare, then with a really rich flavor, and now we get back to the acidity. And with the acidity, this is how it can be a really nice end. It's like the palate cleanser of the meat section.
After finishing our finger food, it's time for some refreshment. But not for the palate, for our fingers. We are given these tiny, silky, soft leaves aromatized with lemongrass. It smells nice, and I think it's original. A glass of champagne is next from France. A Blanc de Blanc from Billacard salmon. And soon after, our first course arrives too. On top is caviar. Beneath it, almond mousse, pea pot, almond and almond toffee. The caviar is just a texture here, maybe a little salty element. The green flavors dominate. The sweetness of the peas comes through, and then some nice light acidity follows. I enjoy how the caviar just pops now and then disappears immediately. I think it's time to talk a bit about the man behind these creations. He would be Alvaro Salazar. His aunt, Luisa, introduced him to cooking at a very young age. So the essential cooking skills and values, such as sacrifice and hard work, came very early. By the age of 17, he was already an intern at a Michelin Star Restaurant, Tragabuches. Soon after, he continued his training in the 2-star Ekauren. His learning journey took him across the world, which of course played a big part in shaping his unique style. In 2015, he earned his first Michelin star at Argos within a year of its opening. In the same year, he was named one of the top 10 young chefs in Spain under 30. In 2016 and 18, he was chosen as Spain's Chef of the Year. In 2019, he and his team moved to Voro. Later, they earned the second Michelin star, which they hold to this very day. Our next drink comes from Japan, a Takacho Bodaimoto sake from Yutzo. Bodaimoto refers to an ancient technique used to make it. It will escort our next dish, which is seafood salad. They say that this dish depends on what's at the market that day. Today it's red prawn, cuttlefish, seaweed. Served in a Paolo Cortado vinaigrette. I love every bite of this dish. But what truly makes it shine is the vinaigrette.
Oh boy, the richness of the sherry.
Just amazing. With our next drink, we return to Spanish soil. A 2022 Son Negre from Anima Negra, made from culled grapes. It's going to pair with lobster. We have a couple of things in front of us. First, a small bite called huevos rotos. If my excellent Spanish is right, it means broken egg. It's quail egg yolk on top of fried potatoes, lobster claws and fried green peppers. Then we have some kamut white bread. The wheat was grown and harvested just 20 kilometers away from here. And finally, the lobster itself, with glazed sofrito. Gazpacho, made from the lobster head, local herbs and crispy lobster petals. The bread is nice, warm and fresh, and the lobster itself is top quality and nicely cooked. But the star of this dish is the gazpacho underneath. Such a rich, flavorful, absolutely stunning sauce. The bread and this sauce alone would be enough for me. Amazing dish, and the wine goes so well with it.
Nice connection.
Our next wine is another Spanish label from Cuatro Rayas, a 2023 blend of Tempranillo and Verdejo. We continue with John Dory. This fish is rich in collagen and has a nice texture. They create a creamy peel from its head and bones, turning into a silky demi-glace. Its roe is smoked, which goes into a Hollandaise. At first I thought it wouldn't pair well with this heavier wine, but it surprisingly does. Because the dish itself is deep and super rich in flavors, the wine pairing works beautifully. I appreciate how simple it looks, clean, elegant, and I love how it tastes. We are going on with this 100% Verdejo by Bodegas Menade. The next dish, surf and turf. It's ravioli, which might sound Italian, but actually it's a tribute to two emblematic animals of Spanish cuisine, white prawns and Iberian pork, with Spanish mushrooms. The sauce is super intense. As you can see, there is a touch of shaved truffles on top. For me, it doesn't really do anything here. However, I love the little mushrooms and ravioli. But the sauce for me is too intense. It overpowers everything else, even the wine. Our next drink is Malus Mama 2015. It's not a wine, but a naturally sweet Spanish apple cider. The next meat course it is paired to is duck. Actually, cocido, a symbolic and traditional Spanish stew. Like almost every iconic dish ever, it varies by regions. Here they use duck exclusively to make the stew. It doesn't really look like a stew, does it? Well, this is what refined means. It's elegant and intensified to the absolute. But meanwhile, you feel the authenticity in there. That's one of the tricky challenges in fine dining. Honoring tradition while creating something new. Here, they nailed it. Heavy, dark, deep flavors. It feels like the comfort food it was made of. I could eat it anytime.
The jus is just so intense. Love it.
Another dish, another Spanish wine. A 2022 Marcensa. The next course is one of the most iconic meat cuts in Mallorcan cuisine. Veal with malted rustic bread and dried apricots on the side. It's acidic, succulent and heavily tender, as it should be. Although, at this point, I started to miss the textures a bit. It's time for desserts, and we start with these. This is probably the most creative pre-dessert I have ever tasted. It's an homage to the most representative cocktails of the Balearic Islands. It's called pomada and its base is a gin, originated from Mallorca. Mallorca was under British rule for a short while. That's when this gin de Soriguer was born, in the 18th century. You know how it goes, soldiers always need something to drink. The fruit you see here is kumquat, most of them at least. We have to search for the fake ones, which are bonbons made of pomada granita dipped in white chocolate. It's a nice reset after the heavy main courses. Our next wine is a 2018 Petit Monsang from France. And the next dessert is this. Strawberries, roses, hibiscus, pink pepper, and ice cream made from pink pepper skin. It's floral, light and elegant, beautifully presented. I love the play with the temperatures, the hibiscus notes, the perfume of the whole dish. There is a saying that similar colored ingredients complement each other well. Well, this case is a stone cold proof for that. With the last dessert, we go back to the chef's childhood. 2 plates arrive at the table. One is gachas with crispy fried bread ice. Other one is torrija with galangal foam and brown butter ice cream. And the last wine in this repertoire is a 2021 straw wine from South Africa. Straw wine is a special sweet wine. To make it, they dry the grapes on straw mats to concentrate their sugars and flavors. And that's it, straw wine. Last but not least, the beautiful petit fours. By now I am completely full, but of course, a little extra treat never hurts. Perfect closing for the meal. Our total for today is 691 euros for 2. I have to say, this was a serious experience. In quality, work, creativity, and of course, in food. The opening bites were unbelievable. I loved how they build up this nice curve of tasting. I also felt that I truly tasted all of Mallorca here. I had a beautiful journey around the culture, the traditions, and the ingredients. In terms of hospitality, the experience was mind-blowing. Great sommelier, great team, great time. You carry a piece of Mallorca with you after leaving here. Voro currently holds 2 Michelin stars, but as I see, they are well on their way to the 3rd. That does it for this episode. Thank you for joining me. If you love this episode, hit subscribe. See you next time.
You can call me stupid.